I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm going to show you how great I am.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tunji's podcast. I am your host, Tunji Taylor Lewis. Guys, today we are going to be discussing the difference between confidence and arrogance. What is the difference? I kind of know what the difference is. I guess that's to say that I've had sort of experiences with both. I've had times in my life where I was extremely confident. I've had times in my life where, unfortunately, I was being arrogant about stuff. I've had times in my life where I was being both. I've had times in my life where somebody thought I was being arrogant, but really I was just being confident, and vice versa. I've probably had times when I was being arrogant, but somebody thought I was being confident. It's an interesting fine line. Certainly with arrogance has a lot to do with insecurity. Arrogance certainly has the attributes of actively trying to put people down, to prop yourself up, because deep down inside you don't really believe in how great you are, and your self-esteem is kind of wrapped up in a heightened level in which people might perceive you. That's something as actors, a lot of us actors, we struggle with a lot. I know I certainly did in my younger days when, I realized that comedy and improv was a huge gift of mine. I'd be out there on stage, a whole bunch of people like around on campus admired me for what I did. And, up until that point, I'd never been popular or anything like that. I had been admired for, like my abilities in track and field, but that, kind of went away. And so, yeah, actually in both of those cases, when I was in my teenage years, and I had those good things going for me, I was certainly confident in my ability to perform. Like those things I was certainly confident in, but I wasn't confident in that people really appreciated me for me, if that makes any sense. Like in my head, especially when I was doing well in comedy, I can just remember having memories of feeling like in order for these people to continue to like me and appreciate me, I had to keep coming with these jokes. I still had to be like good with, on stage. And if I didn't do that, then all these friends I've gotten from improv and all these people who appreciate my presence, they're all gonna go away. Like I basically linked, my, how good I was and how good, I was to other people to my ability to perform on the stage. That doesn't go over very well. And so what ends up happening is that anytime you're interacting with somebody, you almost like in every interaction you have with like a bunch of people that you're not sure about, like where you stand with them, you kind of like throw it in their face, you know what I mean? You kind of like just not throw it in their face intentionally. That's not what I did. I think I was just sort of like almost like making sure to remind them like who I was and how good I was at this improv thing, and therefore you should be admiring me in this moment, sort of thing, so that I can feel secure about myself and my interaction with you. And that's what we would call arrogance, right? That's what you would call arrogance, because Alright, y'all, just had to take a small break because my mom called me and I had a nice conversation with her just now, but now I'm back to talking about, so I think I just finished sort of giving my personal definition of what arrogance is. And but on the flip side, I know that people have felt like I was being arrogant in a certain situation when I was actually being confident. So for example, right, I've been in a few situations where like I'm the new guy in town, or like I'm the new person in a situation. And when you're the new person in a situation, a lot of times people who have been there longer feel like that they are supposed to like mentor you or like, you know, quote unquote take you under their wing, or like, you know, bring you up, or like, you know, be the one to give you advice or all that stuff without having any context of like what you already know or what you're already good at. And so, and something that frustrates me personally is when somebody's trying to, you know, give me guidance or advice or something that I know that I can already do. I'm already confident in. Like, I already have a lot of practice in. I've done a lot of research on. I have a lot of knowledge on. You don't need to, you don't need to baby me. And so, you know, a lot of times I'll react to that and be like, hey, I don't, you know, like I'm good on that. Like I'm good, or like, you know, I'll tell another person like I don't appreciate this person trying to tell me what to do right now. I've been in situations where people looked at that and took it as arrogance, because like, you know, like who's the new guy thinking that, you know, he already knows everything and all that stuff. But then that always I'm proven to be right in those situations, because when I go out and I execute on what I know, and I execute on the hard work that I've put in the past, and the hard work that I continue to put in currently, then people start to realize, oh, that's what he was talking about. You know what I mean? You know, I've certainly been somebody who's always believed in my, you know, future greatness, meaning the things that I dream of accomplishing and the positions that I dream of happening. I believe in that stuff so much. Like, I believe that stuff is so real. Like like I can remember I wrote a blog one time, like making fun of Steve Harvey's teeth, and I was super scared to post it. And eventually I just took it down, because in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to meet Steve Harvey one day. And what I don't want is for me to have like an amazing interview or have an amazing meeting or build an amazing relationship with Steve Harvey. Somebody goes back and researches Tunji Taylor Lewis, Steve Harvey, sees that blog post, and, you know, they see like back in, you know, 2013, Tunji wrote this thing about Steve Harvey, and now he's pretending to be his boy. I didn't want that controversy, but this was like way before I could even, you know, I had even any idea of how I could even possibly get access to Steve Harvey. I was just a student in school, but I just believed in my dream so much that I was just like, this is a risky move to put this out. I don't want to mess up my relationship with Steve Harvey, and like that's how I feel. And so that, I feel, is confidence. That's not based on any insecurity. That's not based on, you know, trying to put anybody down. That's not trying to like make myself seem like someone that I'm not. I feel like, you know, a lot of my confidence just comes from you know, just having, you know, an instinct, to just being very clear about, you know, why I was put on this earth, you know, being very clear about like what I'm good at, what I'm not, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. And I'm just very aware of what I'm good at and what my strengths are. And so when it comes to my strengths, I'm going to say, you know, I know how to do this. I don't need help with this. I'm going to be this great at this because I'm good at it. I'm not going to be, you know, cocky or arrogant about ballet, because I'm not a ballet dancer. And it would be really stupid of me to be like, I'm gonna be out here, I'm gonna be better than all these ballet dancers, when they have the better physique, they have more practice in it than me, right? So, yeah, I don't know, like just to close it out, maybe just find a way to find a concise definition about these things. And y'all can certainly like leave your definitions for these two things in the comments as well. But I think, just to close it out, my definition would be like, arrogance is fake confidence based on security, and confidence is just being sure of something based on something that you know to be your strength. Yeah, confidence is assuredness based on something that is actually your strength. So Hopefully I'll be able to come up with a better definition than that in the future. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.